Hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about 9 different games that I decided to pick out of all the games I played out of 2023. I was originally going to do this in December, but things happened and then here we are. Psychonauts 2. Now technically I played this game back in 2021, where originally I decided to pick it up from Game Pass because Noodle was doing a video about Psychonauts. I'm like, that game looks a lot of fun. It had psychological elements, and at the time I was also very big into, mental health, right? Because mentally I wasn't doing so hot. So it's fine, I'll pick up this game, I'm into psychology, I might as well try it. And as soon as I tried it, I already loved the game from the get-go. You should see the starting scene of Psychonauts 2. You start off, you get into the game, and it's already you go into this freaking, you got Lobato, the best voice actor.
Look at her again! No! I won't tell! I won't tell anyone! I promise! No, please!
It's amazing, and I decided that, you know what? Why not add this anyways, okay? It's just a lot of fun. I enjoyed so much of it. I enjoyed, the combat too. Despite, even though, I've said before, the difficulty, it's just not that... I just wish it was more difficult and challenging for me personally, but it is still fun. Much better than Psychonauts 1 that I played this month. That's all I'm saying. Psychonauts 2 was... It's just so fun. It always had something exciting. There was always something new with it. There was always something new. You have the casino level where there's just lights everywhere, and then there's... You're apparently you go into psychology, freaking gambling mentality. You see characters the freaking dice that's just goes insane or whatever. I completely forget. I just remember. And plus, there's never a time whenever I played the levels where it's man, I wish I wasn't doing this right now. I was never bored with it. There was always something new. The only time I got bored with Psychonauts 2 was probably whenever I was stuck on a part, but No, actually, no, I take it back. I was never bored with it. It was always a fun experience. I always enjoyed it, and I felt like my time was never wasted. And that's why Psychonauts 2 is my favorite game. Plus, we also have some of the most funnest characters in the Psychonauts franchise. The studio who made it was Double Fine Studios, right? And I know they have a history of, having a lot of financial problems with it and all whatever. And they usually didn't really spend much time developing the game like they were supposed to. I wish there was more to the combat, okay? That's the only personal gripe I have, is that I wish there was more. They sent a lot of enemies. They sent the sensors, the paranoia enemies, the black gas ball or whatever. And I guess that's another thing with the game too, is that everything had a purpose. From the enemies that are sensors, oh yeah, these are the dudes that censor out things that don't belong. For example, thinking of your grandma or something, I don't know. And then you have panic attack enemies, and the game acts going, now remember, okay? The most important thing to do in a panic attack is not to be overwhelmed. Calm down. Which is, it's not really helpful. It's kind of obvious. Just calm down. I don't know. Just the entire game. There was always so much to do. There was so much fun. And it was the only game. It was the only game where I explored not for the sake of exploring. It just happened. I just ended up somewhere, and then I just end up exploring it for a bit. And then I'm I forgot I was exploring. I never knew there was a choice. I guess that's personally because a lot of time I don't know what's happening. I just forget about the main quest and just start playing whatever, really. Just start exploring. It was one of those few games where I had to constantly remind myself, okay, stop focusing on the main story only, okay? You don't want this. You don't want it to be over already. You don't want to only do the main story and that's it. That's how I would explain Psychonauts 2. Also, I would like to explain, out of all this list isn't set in stone. It's not okay, these are the 9 games that I would play 10 out of 10. I might change Venba and A Way Out. I might flip them over for a different game. For Venba, another game that I enjoyed throughout the year was Tokyo no Tetsujin. That was one of the most funnest games that I played. That was when I played at the start of 2022. I remember because there was a game clip that was a year old. Or that says day. And the reason why it was so fun is that it was just goofy. You got to make some goofy sounds, you got to play Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. Now this one, okay, this is the same exception. Okay, I lied. Apparently there was 2 exceptions that I made during the list a week ago. So Lego Pirates of the Caribbean is one of the first Lego games I've ever played. Okay, what happened was that it was originally launched on Gold, and this was when I would say I guess around 2017 or 18 when I was maybe 8 or 9, I don't know. Maybe when I was 12 or 13, that's when I got the Lego. At first, I was confused, right? There was times where in the game where it's like, what am I supposed to do? What am I doing? And a lot of times where it's like, okay, where the gameplay wasn't entertaining. Which is the same thing that happened with Jedi Fallen Order. Get stuck up part, I get bored, and then I never come back because I don't wanna. Because it's so boring. And I did actually pass. I think I do remember passing like some of the levels, the entire first section. I just thought that was all there is to the game. I thought there would be more. Turns out it's actually one of those levels that you like go to like the right of, and then there's like the other portals, which I know now. I know that now. Okay? And the reason why I actually picked it up, right? I actually decided to pick up a lot of older games that I've played but haven't finished yet, which is probably because, let's be real, probably because I was too busy playing GW2 with my friends. It's like, I can either play the story game by myself, or I can just start hanging out with my friends, you know? So it's like that. But a part of me does wish that I did play a bit more, put more of this game on it. But I did finish it now. I got all the golden Lego bricks, so that's fun. That was fun. Which was, can I just say, getting all the golden Lego brick. That was the first time where I saw in a Lego game where I thought it was like, okay, so you're basically just replaying the levels. Like, no, they actually have additional puzzles for free mode. If anything, it's kind of, and I thought that was amazing. I was like, wait, what? Wait, there's more game to this game? Like, I thought it was going to be, like, boring. It's like, okay, I got the gold brick, time to go to the next one. It's like, no, there's actual new parts to the levels. It adds on, there's more to it. And I'm going to be honest, that was surprising to me, because I don't think I've ever saw in a game where it's like, here's this optional thing you can do with, like, with more content that's the same quality as you do with the actual game. But then again, that could be, like, Lego games in general. I don't know, I've only played 3 in total, okay? Also, this was after I actually watched the Lego movies, which I'm guessing helped a bit. Same thing with Jedi Fallen Order, after I watched the Star Wars movies. You know, a game about Pirates of the Caribbean, there seems to be quite a bit of references towards the pirate movies. And plus, there's always the Lego charm that everyone talks about, like the grunts. The rawr. First of all, okay, I've replayed, like, the cutscene where it's just freaking, what? Davy Jones chopping his head off, decapitating him, putting him on a fish and letting him swim. I'm sorry, but, like, I don't care if it's Lego. That's just cruel. That is... You think just because it's Lego you can get away with it? Huh? Plus, there was always this fun... Like, there was also this fun thing where, like, you get, like, all the mini kits. You get to, like, get, like, a tiny ship you can ride around with cannons. You get to go boom, boom, boom. It's amazing. I also played a bit of this game with my sister, too, which was also fun. Which is always a fun time, really. Honestly, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, it's just an emotional experience for me, man. It's like, it's just a lot of fun. It might be not as emotional as like games like Battlefront 2, but like, it's definitely up there. Puzzles are a lot of fun. And plus, like, even the Lego combat, I think the more of the entertainment is like killing the enemies, and then just seeing them splatter, Lego pieces splatter on the ground. It's like Lego gore. So, yeah. 10 out of 10. Okay, listen up. I don't have much time left, okay? Wrong. Okay, you see this guy? Here's what I'm going to need you to. Like, despite all the flaws, it still had its moments it had some great moments in it, which is why I enjoyed it. I just wish that the combat just wasn't crap, man. The only thing with the combat is that you spam. You don't think, okay? I spend so much time fighting higher level enemies that are like 5 levels above me. Because, like, it doesn't matter. Like, all it is that it just takes longer for them to defeat. There's nothing else to it. Now, I realize, like, this video is mainly, like, me commentating about what makes the game good or bad, and a lot less of me, like, personal experience with it. I kind of want to go more into that, so I'm gonna try that with... I guess I technically am by going into the game mechanics, but still. The ending, though. The ending, the most disappointing part. The reason why I hated the ending so much was that it felt unresolved. I know it's supposed to be wholesome, like, oh look, it's a family reunion. But, like, it ends with, like, okay, cool, you just killed one of the leaders. Boom, the war's over now. And that's it. The war's over. There's no consequence. There's nothing. Like, that's it. It's over. And then there's still, like, the cult of freaking Cosmos that is still around. It feels unresolved. I feel like this is the ending? Didn't really care about, like, I'm gonna be real with you. Nikolaos was a cool character, like, at the start where he sacrificed a freaking child. And the mother, which is just a simp to Sparta. I found it so stupid at the end. Okay, I know there's a lot of people who's like 4.7 star review. It's like, no, amazing game. Story, 10 out of 10. It's like, I don't like it. I disagree. Now that I'm saying it, I kind of wish I kind of took that off of the list, okay? You know what? And Origins, like, the story was better, but, like, I don't know. I didn't have the same connection to Odyssey. It was probably because Odyssey was the first Assassin's Creed game I played, so... Phoenix Wright.
Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears?
Wow, Nick! You must have really wowed him in there! And you just fucking dunked on Will Powers!
When my love started really developing for the game was whenever I watched the game from the Game Grumps, where it's like, where they all the voices for the characters and freaking Maya. It wasn't because it was a well-crafted, how do I put this? It was a story that took itself seriously, but some parts where it took itself seriously, you just was the most jokiest, stupidest thing, with the memes and the court system being like an absolute joke. The judge going, "Now, Phoenix Wright, I have no idea what is happening. Now, please explain to me, why did he murder him?" "Because, Your Honor, the motive is that he had murderous intent." Phoenix Wright, okay, he might have had like red lights and there might be ghosts involved, but like, do you have any proof that they were there though? It was so ridiculous. Okay, and there is one part I hated. The freaking clown section. No one likes it. If you like it, you're wrong. Okay. I'm not gonna say kill yourself, but there was funny bit. So many funny bits with that, with the voice of Phoenix Wright. "My hemorrhoids are acting up again. I know when a case is about to be lost whenever my hemorrhoids start acting up." I'm trying to do like the Jewish voice, or that's what they say.
How can you just refuse like that? Please tell me why you won't take the case, you decrepitable creep,
Well, you see, it's just, I'm busy, you see. And I'm shredding from the forehead, so you know it's the truth.
Some of the characters are just jokes, okay? The clown is the least funniest character, okay? I swear to God, whenever he's like, okay, she needs to see the real world. She needs to see it. Oh my God, holy shit, God. Oh my God, you're so unlikable as a character, how? But that's how I would explain Phoenix Wright. It was just so over top, and it's like, I didn't know what was happening half the time. Goat Simulator 3. This is the game that I played December. Okay, this is like the last moment game that deserved to be on there. It's Goat Simulator, but better. The only thing that's worse about it is that the explosives don't launch you further. That's the only problem with it. And I actually 100% completed the game, and I'm planning to do it again, okay? I want to 100% this game again. It's so much fun. You get to ragdoll, okay? Literally, you can stand in the middle of the city doing absolutely nothing, and suddenly there's a freaking police force tasing citizens and putting them in their freaking police car. It's amazing, okay? You can freaking use tennis balls to blow up gas stations. And there are so many game references, like the CSGO reference. You can build a giant freaking sandcastle by destroying other people's sandcastles. Even if I played this game alone, okay, it would still be on here. There's also like times where you can like go into like a freaking, like what is it? You go into a freaking mansion. You play the Imperial theme on the bells on that, I guess, church, okay? There's freaking references like IKEA references where it's you build Sweden. Okay, it's crazy. It's a fever dream, and I think that's why I love the game. That's why I love the first game. It's a fever dream. It's one of the first games we played on the channel. It's amazing. I love it. What else more do you want? Buy the game now. And the reason why I played in December, like the last moment, it was because Game Pass like, oh yeah, Goat Simulator 3's on. And like the most fun part, back to what I was going to say earlier about like my friend on there. If I played this alone, it would already be up there, okay? Goat Simulator is a fever dream, and that's why I love it. With my friend, oh, that's when it started. Like, we did so many stupid things. In Far Cry 6, we would have, like, entire, like, cars, and we would line up as a wall for other cars to crash into. With Goat Simulator, it was like that, but 10 times more chaotic. Like, one time we glitched the game where there was just oil everywhere. Everywhere you go, there was oil, okay? It covered the screen. It went up to the skybox. Okay, there was times where we freaking, what is it? We drag each other with the freaking crane hooks and send them to the ocean where they belong. Best part is you get to mess with your friends. You get to storm in your freaking balls. You know what I mean, okay? You get the banana, you put it on, like, okay, come on, let's be honest here. Where's the balls? Okay, if the banana had balls, where would it be? And where's the satellite dish located? On his balls. And that's how the joke was made. There's in the story, okay, I love satire. There was so much satire, even from the beginning of the story, where it's like, man, I'm glad you stand over this overly long cutscene, okay? Now look at that, look at over here. Freaking all the walls down, like boom, you're in a cathedral. And that's also what we did, like at the end of the games. We literally made like entire lore, like as Giraffe, we gave head to that one lumberjack. Like we decided to make an entire wedding for like, we had like the lumberjack everywhere, like protecting, we had lumberjack castle where it replaced the goats. It was basically when mankind takes over. There was always a reference, there was always something there. And there's even times where, like, for example, the meditation chamber where you just straight up get to sit. What, 5 minutes before you get, like, the freaking meditation flower boost? They don't waste your time, okay? They did their part, and that's it. Also, why I like Portal 1 and 2 a lot. The only time I felt like they were playing with a mechanic for a bit too long was probably the light bridge, where it's like, okay, can we do something else? I don't know, man. It's just Goat Simulator 3 it has a special place in my heart. There's not much else to say about it. And now, Goat Simulator 3 again, because it was that Gumps game. No, what happened was I, for some reason, looked up Doom Simulator 3 because my brain was on, I don't know, something, I guess. My brain was, like, too busy zoning out, doing whatever. Now, Doom Simulator 3, aka Doom Eternal, I am embarrassed to say, it took me probably a year when I finally finished the ending. And the reason why was because I didn't want to go through the boss where I felt it was going to be too hard. Like, I didn't want to reach, like, I heard, like, if you go to the second stage, you get retried all the way back, and it was going to be like, oh, I don't want to do all of that again. Oh, no. That was a lie. There was checkpoints, apparently. Doom Eternal. Holy crap. This is the game that was on for solely gameplay. It was so much fun. There was always, like, new guns you could use. You, like, always, like, it always encouraged you to be aggressive, which was fun. You're always focused on, like, getting every opportunity you can and just freaking beating the crap out of demons, man. It's the most video gamey, and to simply put, Doom Eternal does not take itself seriously sometimes, and that's what I love about it. Get to play with a super shotgun. You drag yourself, you freaking boom. Get your gore kills. They were amazing, okay? And there was challenging parts, different enemies, okay? You had to think. With the most annoying enemy being the freaking
Slayer, I kid you not. He turns himself into a pickle. Funniest shit I've ever seen.
And this is also a game that I didn't 100% complete by achievements, but did for all the levels, okay? And then you get, what is it? A red weapon that will have, like, the freaking sound to, like, or something like that. Got to collect discs and toys and all that, but, like, that was whatever. That's not why I played the game. Why I played the game was just that it was always an adrenaline rush. You're in the game, you're just always focused on trying to survive and attack. And I think that's why it worked so well to me, because I just didn't think about anything else. The only thing I had in my brain was, it's either murder or be murdered. Which I love a lot. That's how I would explain all of the Doom gameplay. Doom Eternal, say what you want. I like Psychonauts too, but I don't know, man. Doom Eternal might be up there. Like, just the gameplay. Okay, the freaking BFG, the freaking humor it has sometimes.
Tell me you're not going to throw me through that portal. Oh, you fucking cunt!
That was a meme, actually. That's not actually in the game, but still. I don't know if this is just me, but the reason why I stopped playing Doom 2016 was because I got tired of having to try and climb platforms and the Doom character just not climbing on. And then I have to do the entire thing. With Doom Eternal, it was less often. I guess because it was also like a very mobile FPS game, which I like. That's why I like Titanfall 2. It's mobile, it's fast-paced, whatever. Same thing with Apex. Doom Eternal, it's a fun game. This video is getting a bit long. We hit the 40-minute mark. It's longer now, in fact. So, and we still have 2 games left. I'm sorry I couldn't really give more info on, like, Psychonauts 2, the game. I think the reason why is probably because, I don't know. Maybe I should just spend more time, like, actually reflecting and thinking on it. A Way Out. Okay. A Way Out was made by Hazelight Studios. Okay. A Way Out was made by Hazelight Studios. So, the reason why I bring up the studio is that you can see, like, 2 of their games are in the list. And I can notice the difference in them. A Way Out, okay? The story. I loved it, okay? I loved the co-op aspect of it, like the split screen of it and all of that, okay? That was a lot of fun. Got to explore. I just loved the it felt like Uncharted. Like, I already like Uncharted 4. I never played it because I don't have a PlayStation, and it's not on Game Pass, and my parents don't like buying me games, so, you know. They're not brothers, but they might as well be. You know what I'm saying? They have that relationship, okay? No, they just have that relationship, okay? That's how I would explain it. You escape a prison, you know? Same thing with Uncharted 4. And then you try to escape the police, then you go into freaking Mafia or something. You go to freaking South America, I don't know anymore. The ending, it's just... If you haven't seen the ending... Very sad, okay? It might have added... I didn't cry because I didn't drink any water, so there was no water to tear out. So instead my eyes were painful. It was definitely what felt like a betrayal. I'm getting ahead of myself. Dialogue, right? The dialogue wasn't always the greatest. Like, we had, like, some very stupid dialogue that's, you're static and shit. No, as like, you're in literal shit. You're in a sewer. Man, frick you. And there were some parts of it that was so wonky, too. The fight punch, like if you spam X, it's just a freaking sound clip of him going, hoo, 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 over and over again. And then they add, like, guns. And I think that's the strength of it. Like, even though, like, some of the game mechanics, like the sniper, wasn't really that fun. The dodge was like, eh. Okay, the reason why I liked it was that it tried to do something different, right? It tried to do something new. It never, like, stayed to one concept. It never tried to become a shooter game. It never tried to become, like, a freaking Street Fighter game. That's its strength. It tried going, like, moving place to place. It tried doing something different while still making sense. And that's the strength of A Way Out, which they do better in It Takes Two. However, A Way Out was goofy at times. And that's why I like it. And plus, like I said, it's an Uncharted 4 game. It's just Uncharted 4, which I enjoyed. Uncharted 4 might not be the best in this Uncharted series, but goddamn, is it good? Of course, like the ending though. The ending hits hard. Again, I'm getting way ahead of myself. I really want to talk about how it ends, but we're not going to do that yet. Okay, I'm blueballing you. I only remember Leon. I think his name is Vincent, I hope. I don't remember what his name is, but that's what I think it is. I remember the part where, like, the lighting was cool. Like, it was suddenly all dark, and then there's a lighthouse that's shining like Uncharted 4 vibes. And you have to try and go towards... I think you just had to, like, try to wipe out the lighthouse and then, like, escape the prison complex. You had the police chasing you down later on. I think I might have some Uncharted 4 clips, but I don't remember. And I think just the coolest thing was being able to compare this game from my own experience and then comparing it to It Takes Two and seeing the experience that I see from hand. Like, recognizing the differences. That was the coolest part. You could probably tell a trend, like a pattern recognition or trend with like all the games and why I picked them. Which I hope so. I hope I can look back and go like, oh, that's why I enjoy games. Cause I like learning. Like learning how they're made and like how they function. I hope that's how it is anyways. We'll find out, I guess. Or no one finds out. I don't know anymore. But now, the ending. How it all ended. Turns out, freaking this guy over here was doing a bit of trolling. Turns out he was an undercover cop the entire time and was find like the mafia, I think. I think that was the goal. Or what I guess is the mafia. At the end, then it becomes like this emotional fight down between both players, which is emotional, obviously. Okay, it's like you're turning on each other. Plus, it's like the extra element of you're also turning against player in a weird way. You know, it's weird because you're suddenly like, in this entire game, you work together to solve puzzles, you work together to try and survive, okay? There's also decisions in the game on to go. We usually pick the dumbest one. We decided, instead of hiding from the police, we go straight towards them, uncovered. Best decision. I'm sure it doesn't make a difference. I'm sure it's going to end the same way. Then you finally end it with the dramatic, who lives, who dies, right? Like, they both go towards the gun trying to kill each other, and the ending is sad. Like, we saw for both, like if Leon died, gets saluted by people who salute his death, saying, "You are a great soldier, soldier. Amen. Amen." Okay, and then you have Vincent, who's still trying to escape from the cops moving from the country. But if Vincent dies, like, Leon tells the wife, right? The wife gets all depressed. The son's like, "Oh, but Dad, I miss my dad." And then you have Leon fixing his relationship problem. I forgot about that part. When Leon dies, like, he never fixes, like, his relationship with the other person. Apparently, something happened there. And yeah, it's sad. It's sad in both accounts. But when Vincent dies, no one really cares in effect, other than like his wife and kid. Like, those were the only people that cared. And yeah, it's just a sad thing. It was definitely a good game. I liked it. Now, It Takes Two. I am excited about this. I could talk about this in the game. This is A Way Out, but if it was executed much better. That's how I would explain it, okay? You can tell they got all the knowledge from A Way Out, and then they made a better game with It Takes Two. With It Takes Two, it didn't feel janky. There's this one part where, another fighting example where, like, I get to ride the plane and get to drive, and my friend got to fight the squirrel at the top, right? And that's an entire different story. Like, the freaking war against squirrels and the freaking, what is it, rats? Bees? The freaking bee. Just an entirely different thing. The boss fights, there was also I don't think there was ever a boss fight in A Way Out, but in It Takes Two there were. At first I start off like just crashing with the fate, but every time when my friend's about to lose the battle against squirrel, I was like, don't worry, we got plan. We crashed into the tree and boom. He never lost. It was my fault all along, you see. I was just a hero in undercover. I'm a gamer hero, what can I say? RPG, it was a good RPG game. I don't know what to say. Like, I had a lot of fun with it. I saw nothing wrong. Like, you get to dash, you had like attack. Like, if it wasn't A Way Out to do it, then there would definitely be some jank. But I didn't really feel much jank. Which would make sense why the game was so popular for like a month on YouTube. Right, it would explain. I'm so glad I didn't see any of the gameplay videos. Sections. My favorite section. Like, you got to go to freaking space. You got to fight the monkey that was trying to fight for, what is it, the elephant. No, he was fighting for like the daughter, saying, "You're evil. You're the reason why she's like this. She used to be so much happier until you two started fighting." And then at the end of the game, one of my favorite sections is the freaking steampunk. Like the steampunk gears, you got to fly around in planes or wings or whatever. And the clock tower and all that, like that was amazing. I loved it. There was also abilities you would gain for like each part during the ending, which would change the way you would play. Takes Two, there was a lot more exploration involved with it. Like in A Way Out, it was linear. Yeah, no, it was always linear. With It Way Takes Two, it was more open. You could... Like, it was still linear, but you had more freedom to do what you wanted to do. Which is why I think It Takes Two is just, like, the better version of Way Out. There's also, like, a Way Out Easter egg in the game, which is fun. It's a lot of fun. The book character is my favorite character. Okay, it's hard. How can you not like him, okay? How can you not? Actually, no, I take that back. The clock tower was great, but the music section, okay, it's a close contender with the clock tower. Like, the music section is great, where you get to play VHS tapes, you get to, like, walk, you get to, like, freaking see or sing. And that's also, like, the coolest thing about the game. Like, the entire game was about, like, okay, here's this, you have this fear or whatever, boom, here's an ability that makes you do it, and then you get used to it. There was the garden saga, too. That's what I'm gonna call it, the gardening saga. There are so many different concepts. It felt like a Psychonauts. But no, the worlds in It Takes Two were, like, on a whole nother level. And honestly, the worlds, if It Takes Two didn't have, like, worlds as unique as they were, I don't think the game would be popular at all. Well, that's my games for 2023. Let me know. Do you agree? Do you think that what I said was quite cringe? Bye-bye.